It's the Standard Pauper Show. It's a show about Standard Pauper. Hello, everybody. It's me, Brennan, your lovable host, coming at you. Recorded, not live. That's right, folks. We do this in a sound room. We aren't magically appearing inside your iPod or a listening device. With me, as always, we'll say from this point forward, are my two co-hosts. That's right, it is Sam. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody.
And Dan, you'll know him as the fan of history.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Who's talking? I can't tell. All right, folks, let's get started. We have SPDC this week. 11 players, 3-round Swiss Top 8 playoff, hosted by our friend R. Remedio. First up was All My Body Wanna Dance. That is an Azorius build. It's kind of an Azorius control build. It does have the Rise of Eagles and a lot of other control-y stuff. Zoltan, that was by Nagi Boltra, was the All My Body Wanna Dance. That's also a song, but I don't know it because last week he did the What Is Love, and so he just keeps naming them after songs, but I don't know that song, so it doesn't hit me right here.
Not like What Is Love.
Exactly. Baby, don't hurt me.
No more.
Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
What is love?
Oh, my God.
Oh, funny story before we move on. I know we want to stick with Standard Pauper, but we were going into a restaurant this evening. My son walks up to the door, and he looks at it and he goes, it says push. And I said, push it. And then he goes, with all enthusiasm, push it real good.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep,
So
it's awesome.
Hey, while we're not talking about Standard Pauper for a second, 4-0.
Sure.
That was congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That
was... I went 4-0 at the pre-release.
Impressive.
Bob.
Going Grixis too.
You.
Not even rocking a shark or a
No, here's the funny story. So when I called ahead, I ordered the Jeskai starter pack because I wanted to open money. Because I have a few foils in there that are worth quite a bit. So when I get there, he goes, "Oh man, remember how I told you we had Jeskai?" I was like, "Don't tell me this." He's like, "Yeah, they shorted us." He said, "But I have these 3 left over," and it was 2 Sultai and a Teamer. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want Sultai. I guess give me Teamer." So I go to sit down, and when I open it up, it is a Teamer box, but inside is the Sultai seeded pack.
Wow.
And so I'm going through opening everything up. In the seeded pack, I got the game day or the pre-release promo of Supplant Form. It's a foil. It's kind of a weird clone-y.
It's the
thingy.
bounce clone. It's really a strange card. 6 mana. It's just weird.
Yeah, and then in my first pack, I open a foil Supplant Form. Like, honest to goodness, from a pack of Fate Reforged, I opened a foil. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I have 2 cards I'm not going to run. Second pack, the rare. That's right, folks. Supplant Form. I had 3 Supplant Forms in the place of rares that I actually wanted to play. I ended up putting 1 in the deck, but yeah. I ended up going Grixis because there was nothing. I thought I had a pretty good deck in blue and red, but I needed some more. And then I saw these 2 little Sultai emissaries sitting across from me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a shot. And Sultai Emissary is the real deal, folks. I like it. I know Dan also likes it,
yes,
as we'll see later in the episode.
I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some. I think it's going to be a good card. So
yeah, and I tell you what was a real powerhouse, Dash. I don't know if it's going to work in Standard Pauper, but oh my gosh. Turn 2, smashing for 3. Turn 3, smashing for 3. Turn 4, smashing for 6. It's a thing, folks. I know people are like, oh, but you have to cast it every time. Okay. Remember the, what's the elemental that was 1 and a 3 and it could unearth it?
Yeah, Hellspark.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Imagine the Hellspark that you could do over and over and over and over.
But Hellspark had trample.
It did have trample. But you can only cast it twice.
True.
So anyway, like I said, I hope it works out. It's pretty cool. So let's talk about some spoilers. This week we're going to go through all of green, all of red, and all of multicolor because I think there was some confusion last time. So we'll just rehash some old stuff. First one up, Bathe in Dragonfire. Bathe in Dragonfire sorcery, 2 and a red. Deals 4 damage to target creature. It's a flame slash for 3 mana. I ran 2 of these and was happy every time I ran it in my Grixis build.
It has to be better in Khans Limited than in Standard Pauper.
Yeah.
We can do better than this, right?
Oh, yeah, there are other ways to get rid of creatures, sure.
But if the next block is as bad, then maybe this becomes viable.
Right. Yeah, I will talk about it when we look at my deck, because I have some ideas about it.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to think of red differently in this set. And I'll explain that when I get to my deck.
Ooh.
Yes.
I mean, I like it. For 3 mana, why couldn't it be an instant? I mean, come on.
I agree. If Flame Slash was 1 mana and this is 3, it should have been an instant.
Yeah, I mean, Flame Slash was a sorcery because of the reduced cost for the 4 damage. I mean, that's what the trade-off was, but 3 mana, I mean, come on. But
I know.
I think, it could see play just for being as effective as it is. But, it's not great by any means.
No. You want something different.
Yeah, it's good limited.
But I don't know if we're going to get much different.
No, probably not.
All right, let's check out this next one. Collateral damage. 1 instant deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Yay, new lightning bolt. Except you have to sacrifice a creature. So, sack a creature, deal 3 damage, target creature or player.
Is there a deck that have this many tokens so they can do this?
I think Mardu tokens is going to get real close. But again, I have another idea about collateral damage that I'll explain later. But yes, you're going to need... This, to me, seems more of a defensive card than an offensive card.
Or you could always sacrifice a Sultai Emissary.
Hey, Dan, that's a great idea.
That is pretty good. I mean, it's not going to slot into Izzett, and they're the other token deck, and I haven't seen a really strong Mardu token deck yet, so... But, it's still effective, kind of. Not really. Oh, we haven't graded these yet. I
guess not.
If we're going to grade the first one, I would give it a C, and this one
it's
a C.
Bathe in Dragonfire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, but would you really run it if you can avoid it? Either of these?
I think the deck that wants it, will run a full set or at least close to it. But no one's going to run this incidentally.
No. Oh, God, no. No. You're not going to run this as your main source of burn.
Mm-mm.
No. So.
Nope. Oh, yeah. And, I have a lot to talk about with my deck. But we'll get there.
I've seen his deck. It's amazing. Just wait.
Well, it might be a little strong.
It's the best deck I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
It is. Yeah. It is clearly the winner of all deckdom.
Yes.
Playable in vintage.
Exactly.
Broken. Banned. Banned in
move
vintage.
Move over, Merfolk.
Wait.
All right.
I think these 2 cards are both Ds.
Yeah. If you aren't building around them specifically, yes. But I agree, a D.
Yeah, they are probably better than this guy who looks
oh my God.
an F.
This is an F. I mean, I can't imagine. This is terrible.
Why does this cost 6 freaking mana?
I don't know because at 5 mana, a 4/6 is too much.
So I know I asked this before, but are there any artifacts in the format right now?
No, not in Standard Pauper.
I don't even think there are really any at common that you care about in the least littlest bit in Standard at all.
Absolutely not.
But even if there were, you would probably not play this.
Oh, no.
There it is. Yeah, no. I give it an F. I don't even want to look at it.
Go away, Defiant Ogre.
So bad.
Yeah.
You have no
cool
plan
art,
for a reason.
Exactly. But I still have purpose.
No, you don't.
Your purpose is to line the bottom of trash cans.
Yes.
Fierce Invocation. Manifest the top card of your library. Put 2 counters on it. Ooh, 5 mana for a 4/4. Okay. I had this in my pool, did not run it.
Okay.
You know why? Because the blue one, where you get to scry 2 and put one of those on the battlefield as a manifest card, is freaking awesome.
And it costs 3?
It costs 3.
You don't get any counters, but...
I don't care. It was by far the all-star, because when you think of manifest, you have to think of it in a way that it's another card. It's sort of like a lingering card. It's not in your hand, but it's right there letting you cast it if you want to, if it's a creature card. So, yes, it's a little more susceptible, but it's sort of like an ancillary part of your hand.
I mean,
that's what makes manifest really cool.
Don't you really want to hit a creature most of the time? And doesn't Right into Being really kind of facilitate that? Unlike Fierce Invocation, where you could just whiff quite a bit. So
you can. Oh, and being able to control your draw. Oh, Right into Being was an all-star in my deck. So, but this Fierce Invocation, I give it a D. I do not want to run it at all.
You can't really play a 4/4 for 5 mana in Standard Pauper and get away with it. There's about a 33% chance in a 20-card deck to get something, to get a creature. But then you have to think about how many of creatures are better than 2/2s.
Right.
So in a deck with huge guys, this gets better. But also, Manifest makes Peel from Reality a lot better.
Oh, no kidding. You just bring it back to your hand to like, meh.
Yeah, and then you can get your sorcerers and instants and enchantments.
Stuff with blue in it's going to make Manifest even better.
Yes.
Even better.
But I think Manifest is a D. It's below par.
Yeah. It's a D.
I mean, and currently I would say it's like an F, simply because no deck that's in the format is going to run this.
No.
It's just kind of true. I mean, it doesn't fit into Izzett tokens. It doesn't fit into Heroic. It just doesn't fit in the format right now. I mean, they pushed Manifest for limited, and it's none of the Manifest cards are going to really see any constructive play, I don't think.
The one blue, Manifest, and it gets flying and hexproof. I had one of those. I don't know. Someone might find a place for it.
That's the closest one.
Yeah, being able to flip something, especially that stupid Hydra that's XX to cast, and when he flips over, he gets 5, 1/1, +1/+1 counters on him. I mean, I know that's Magical Christmas Land, but oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that's probably awesome. This probably isn't great.
No. This is a failure.
Yeah.
I still have hope that there's a deck for this, so I'm giving it a D.
Well,
exactly.
I felt fierce about it being an F.
Awesome. Okay. Goblin Hillcutter, 3 and a red for a 3/2. Whenever Goblin Hillcutter attacks, target creature cannot block this turn. Very strong.
That seems awesome.
Dash. Yep. Dash for 2 and a red. You may cast this for dash. If you do, it gets haste. Return it to your hand at the next end step. I ran 2 of these in my deck, and holy frijoles, it just beat face. I won game after game after game. On turn 2, I did Mardu Scout, which we'll get here into a second. Turn 3, Mardu Scout again. or this Goblin Hill Cutter, and then by turn 4 or 5, I was just doing them one after the other, just hitting.
I mean, against like a Gary's Cruise deck, this could Sieg play in Constructed because that's the deck about running out a few like roadblock creatures and turning off their ability to block. That's going to be really powerful, I think.
Isn't it very expensive for Standard Pauper?
It is, but what if this is your top end? And by top end, I mean, what if the dash 2 and a red is your top end?
Do the aggro decks play 4 casting cost cards? At all?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You got to think of. Well, okay, we can argue when we get to my deck, and I'll explain why.
We'll do that.
Okay, but yeah, in limited, a house. Second runner-up for biggest house, Mardu Scout. This little surfing monkey with the dash of 2 and a red also just beat face over and over and over again.
1 and a red.
Or 1 and a red, excuse me.
So he's actually
1 and a red
curved,
dash.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, his casting cost is red for a 3/1. The dash cost is 1 and a red.
This looks really good in an aggressive deck.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it avoids a lot of the problems of being a 3/1 by the dash.
You know what it avoids? Scouring Sands.
Yes.
Which everybody's running to get rid of the tokens. But this guy, nope. Yeah, very strong. Anyway, but yeah, I like this. For the Hill Cutter, I would give a C+ for Mardu Scout. It's creeping up on a B for me. I think he's really good.
I think I agree with both of those. I mean, the Hill Cutter, I mean, is it kind of more of a utility card because you're playing him to get to knock a blocker out of the way. And I mean, Scout, I mean, just the ability to drop him turn 2 and drop your opponent down to 17 is actually, I think, pretty decent. So I like them. I like them both. But yeah, C+, B sounds right.
I think the Hill Cutter is a sideboard card, so I'm giving it a C-. Okay. Whereas this will really enable decks.
Oh yeah.
So this is a...
Yeah, I think so. I like it. It's pretty cool. Do you think this has any chance in Classic, or is it just not enough?
I think we haven't really had these, like cards like Hellspark Elemental haven't been available. But it's a Goblin as well.
Right.
So maybe it will be tried in Goblins and Burn. I don't think it'll make it in Burn, but maybe it will. What do you cut for it? And what do you cut for in Goblins? But
that's what I was thinking.
Goblins is such an efficient machine without having to tinker and add cards like this.
Yeah. So it probably won't make it in Classic, but it's still interesting.
It is. There's some design space there.
I didn't play Hellspark Elemental in Modern Burn, but if you play Hellspark Elemental, I could see replacing it with this.
It's very interesting. I enjoyed it in the pre-release. I'm pretty sure I'll play with it again in Standard Pauper. Gore Swine. 2 and a red for a 4/1. I know we don't talk about vanilla creatures, but I did run one of these in my pre-release deck. It was okay. Not great, but people had to block it.
Yeah, it kind of eats up a lot of the blockers.
Enables Ferocious.
Enables that was the key right there, because I had the new Shock Wild Slash. That was pretty cool.
I've liked the 4/1s for 3 ever since Elvish Hunter back in Fallen Empires. Awesome. I really like these guys.
Yeah, it has to be answered. They have to do something about it. They cannot keep taking 4. So yeah, pretty good. C+, I think.
Yeah, I would give it a C.
C here as well.
All right. Lightning Shrieker, we talked about this before. 4 and a 5 for a flying trample haste 5/5 dragon. 4 and a red. Oh my gosh.
This card is horrible.
At the beginning of the end step, Lightning Streaker's owner shuffles it into his or her library.
Yeah.
Nope.
Did you have me in your poll?
Lightning Streaker?
Yeah. I only saw the cards that you had in your deck, but...
Yeah. No, I only had one.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm going to give it a D, because I don't think there's a home for it, but I mean, it's still 5 mana, 5/5 flying, trample, haste. I mean, it's got a lot of power going for it.
Yeah.
But the drawback is such a detriment.
Right. The problem is, for that same cost, you can cast Flurry of Horns.
2/3 haste on the ground, which is a lot easier to gum up.
It is, but you still get 2.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, it's an F. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to give this an F because I've listened too much to limited resources, and I heard LSV saying that the worst grade you can ever get is an F+, because then you are a really bad card and you wasted people's time speaking about it. So if you really have to think about it and then make it an F, it's probably F+.
Are you giving it an F+?
Yes.
F+
the most
it is.
grade you can get.
It's humiliating. Awesome. Bye-bye, Dragon. We'll never talk about you again.
I haven't made it that far into the podcast yet. I'm only 3 hours in.
Oh, right. I remember. I've heard what Dan heard. It's funny. Mardu Rune Mark. It's an enchantment aura for 3 and a red. It gets +2/+2. It has first strike if you control a white or black permanent.
Gotta be one of the worst ones, right?
I'm never gonna run it.
Yeah, it's not great.
If it was 1 in a red,
it is red-white though.
No, there's red-white decks out there right now.
Yep. You know what I would run over that? I'd run Fearsome Temper. It's +2/+2, and it has the 2 and a red. Target creature can't block this turn.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's a better aura if you're going to run a 3 casting cost aura. But I mean, you're going to run Hammer Hand or Lightning Fist or one of those cheaper enchantments in deck that really wants this type of effect. So it's probably like a F+. Or a D-, I guess. I mean,
I think I'm going to give it D- because someone may think of something with it, but no.
D- for me too.
I'm never running it.
I kind of think that the blue one is the best one, just because flying is the realest ability that any of them give.
Right, flying is strong.
They're just not that great. So I can't even remember what the white one gave. Vigilance.
Vigilance. You can make an argument that vigilance is good, and surely it's better than first strike.
Yeah.
Especially on a guy that gets +2/+2, so you can keep him back.
Right. If you're doing it on the Lagana Band Elder, that makes him, 3/7?
Yes.
Vigilance.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's way better than this. So, I don't know. I just don't think any of the other rune marks are as good as the blue one.
Yeah, probably not.
D-.
Go away, rune mark.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Smoldering Ifrit. 1 in a red for a 2/2. When Smoldering Ifrit dies, it deals 2 damage to you.
This looks like a very old card, like a 95.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to remember what this card was.
It feels like it should be black and not red.
Yeah.
They had that one earlier that did something similar, I think last year in black, but there was it Brothers of Flame? No.
Those were good.
Those were good.
Yeah,
this guy sucks.
This guy's terrible.
This is limited fodder. I mean, this is. I need a couple 2-drops, or we need some 2-drops in the set.
Yeah.
You had better. You had better have the crappiest pools on the planet if you're running this in your limited deck.
Yeah.
Go away, Ifrit.
Bye,
F.
You're an F.
Teamer Battle Rage. 1 in a red for an instant. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Ferocious. That creature also gains trample until end of turn. If you control a creature power 4 or greater. Man, I'm going to put this right in my Nivix Cyclops. Oh, I can't. He's not in the system. But
I think it will get tested in Classic Pauper.
Yes, because
it will be found to be lacking.
Yeah, because what will happen is you'll give your Nivix Cyclops, oh my god, double strike and trample?
Yes.
So, people are going to do it.
Yeah, in Standard Pauper, I mean, I guess there is home for it in Heroic. If you, Gwynedd put up an article today about, in Magical Christmas Land, turn 3 kill with him, Anacroan Crusader.
Wow.
Because it's possible you first turn drop the Crusader, second turn you target the Crusader twice, and then you dealt 8 damage because you pump it twice, and then the third turn you pump it again, play the Battle Rage, you have 4 tokens, the Crusader, and you do like Exacxies, you do 8 points of damage the second turn and 12 points of damage the third turn using this.
That is never happening.
It's never happening. But it is a unique effect for Standard Pauper because the last time they printed one of these type of effects was back in one of the gold sets before Return to Ravnica.
Well, they had Zendikar as a sorcery, though.
Yeah, Zendikar, right? So, and it hasn't been around for a while, so I'm sure there's going to be somebody trying to do something with it in Standard Pauper. Because it does speed clock up quite a bit, so...
It does. If you put it in the red-white heroic, that to me is going to be your best bet.
Yeah. Slap it on an Akron Skyguard, get in there for 8 points of damage.
Probably more like 4.
Well, if you have a 4/4 Skyguard, though, like, you God's Mulling it, you Defiant Strike it, you Teamer Battle Rage it, and boom, you're dealing a lot of damage on whatever magical turn that is in Magic Land. So... That's I mean, I probably give it like a B- just because it's a different effect. We haven't had it in a while, so just like kind of anytime you can cheat life total, as who was it JPS Snake that made the red deck, the Glass Cannon Red.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, anytime you can do anything to make your opponent effectively start with 10 life. It's powerful. That's why Infect was out of control for so long. So
right.
I like it. I think this is one of the most interesting cards in the set for Standard Pauper because this will get people thinking. And I'll give it a C+.
Yep, I was actually going C+ myself.
Awesome.
Because I think, if nothing else, it's a beautiful combat trick. So, C+, B-. Not bad for Teamer Battle Rage.
We're gonna make Prowess a real deck using that card. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that would be cool. Alright, Inoc Guide. 1 and a green for a 1/1 Hound Scout. When Inoc Guide enters the battlefield, choose one. Either put a +1/+1 counter on Inoc Guide or search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it.
I feel cheated by this card.
Yeah, me too.
Like, why don't you get both?
Why? Well, yeah. Right.
Why can't it just be in hand? Why does it have to be on the top of the library?
Being in hand would be... Wait, how much do you pay for that effect? You pay 1 green for the effect to search your library for a basic land card, put it in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you pay 1 for a 1/1.
Yeah, so 2 for a 1/1 that gets it to your hand. Yeah, this cheater guide.
Yeah.
I just feel like Satyr Hoplite's probably better.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But do you really need
Satyr Wayfinder?
Satyr Hoplite 5 to 8 for your...
No.
Wayfinder,
Yeah.
No, I don't like this card at all. Like, at all.
I think after the white one, they just immediately got way worse. And I know I'm as far as blue and limited resources, so I've heard everybody be really happy about the blue one. And in limited, I think it's fine, but I don't think it's constructed playable at 5 casting cost. And it doesn't seem like the rest of them were constructed playable either, so...
Yeah. Maybe that one that makes a spirit, the white one.
Yeah, the white one, I think, was
pretty strong.
Only decent one.
Yeah, but this D-, I don't know why you're running this.
Yeah, I go F+.
I'll go D- as well, because I think maybe this enables you to better color fixing if you really, really need it.
Maybe.
Maybe you can do 4 colors.
No. Shh. Dan. We don't encourage that talk around here.
Okay, sorry.
Play 5 colors.
No, hush. All right, Ambush Croteak. 5 and a green. 5 and a green, people. For a 5/5 insect. It has trample. When Ambush Croteak enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. Return Gary. You gonna play some Golgari just for this effect? And there's also that other green card that it's 3 and a green.
Invasive species.
There it is.
It's actually 2 and a green for a 3/3.
Oh, yeah. Run that, not this.
Yeah. That hurts a lot.
You can run them both and have the green devotion guy and gain a ton of life.
Jeez. Dan, you're spreading you're spreading false hope. This is 6 mana. It's just so much mana.
I mean, against a lot of decks in the format, 6 mana should just be scribbled out and just you should write in with Sharpie, you're dead.
Right.
Over that casting cost, because you're not in turn 6 to do these type of tricks. The 3 casting cost, Invasive Species, is way better if you want to bounce like this.
You have the same amount of devotion, too.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can bounce in green? For value? Wayfinder, of course.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, there's a couple token givers. Yeah. Like the Living Totem card.
You can make yourself a better, what's that, Graveyard Scrounger, or whatever it is?
Oh, yeah.
You can bounce a small one and then replay it.
Replay it for a bigger one?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Because it doesn't win you the game. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I'm giving it a D+. Because that effect does do something.
I'm going to go D- just because there's another card in the format that does it a little bit better.
All right. Dan, what do you think?
I'm giving it a D because there is another card in the format that does the same thing, so you could use them both and do something.
Hey, there you go.
Perhaps.
Look at that.
Yeah. All over the D's on that one.
Okay, next one.
Got the D.
I got the D. Archers of Karsi?
What is this card doing?
It's a 3 and a green creature Naga Archer for a 5/2. Hey, that's pretty good. 5/2 with reach. Oh my gosh. Hey, I like it. No, Defender. What the H?
It trades with all of the dual-colored dragons.
It trades with everything.
It does, but it doesn't live.
No. This is not good. This is nothing I'm ever going to build around. If it was just a 3/4 with reach 5/2, I'm on board. I'll give this a shot.
I feel like right now you want to pay 1 extra mana and play Nessian Asp.
Yes. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So if this was a 20/2, would you play it?
Defender? No. Yeah. I don't care if it was 1,000,000/2. Because we don't have...
Then you could probably abuse the power somehow.
Okay, we could do Animate Wall. We could go back in time.
Hunt the weak.
Hunt the weak. Just you're killing one thing one time.
You can't hit the player with that. Oh, okay. It sucks.
It sucks, yes.
It's not good.
And imagine if you try to defend yourself against flyers with this guy.
He dies the first flyer he hits.
Yeah, but he could stop that 7/5 flyer.
Oh, yeah, it could stop that dragon, too. Except the trample damage.
And the dragon would still do damage.
Yeah.
Oh, go away, Archer.
This is F.
It's an F.
Shut up. I don't want to listen to y'all anymore. Stupid archers. Alright. Formless Nurturing. 3 and a green. Sorcery. Manifest the top card to your library and put a 1/1 counter on it. That's right. Make your own hill giant. It's customizable.
It's 1 mana less than the red one. And only 1 counter. So it's effectively the exact same card. Why couldn't one of them be an instant?
I would rather have the red one than this.
I think the red one's better.
Yeah.
I think
because at least you're getting a 4/4.
Yeah. A 3/3 for 4 and green isn't all that impressive. It just doesn't feel... I mean, if this was an instant and you could do it as a combat trick, it might be better and maybe even more flavorful for green. So I don't know why they did it that way. So I can't see playing it.
Yeah, basically they don't want you to, at instant, manifest a card, then draw a card. Then you'll basically have 2 extra cards to play. That's what I figure.
Yeah. That
D- minus for this guy.
Yeah, D-.
Yeah.
I'm never playing him. Sorry, Formless Nurturing. You suck.
If you can abuse Manifest in some way, maybe you can play this.
All right, here we go. Frontier Mastodon. We talked about this before. It's 2 and a green for a 3/2. If you have Ferocious, it's a 4/3.
How good is that in Standard Pauper?
I don't know, man. A 4/3 for 3. Let's say for whatever crazy reason you happen to get that boar on board last turn, and you didn't block with it. And this turn you still only have 3 mana, but at that point you would have a 4/1 and a 4/3. What does that get you? Where are you in the game at that point? You could beat in, and they're going to have to block because no one wants to take 8 damage. But they trade with so many things. Gosh, I don't know. I want this to be really good, but having the Ferocious only give it 1/1/1 seems kind of like a letdown. If it was 2, I think it'd be worth trying.
Then it would be great, wouldn't it?
A 5/4 for 3? That'd be awesome.
My big problem with this guy is that he's on the same spot on the curve as the card that you want to use to enable his Ferocious.
Yep.
Which is that little 4/2 bear dude. I'm trying to find him real quick because I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the Alpine Grizzly?
Yeah, that guy. So, I mean, to use him most effectively, you're going to have to cast him on turn 4.
Yeah. That sucks.
And then, but is that so bad? Then you have 1 mana or something else.
You do. That is true.
I still don't think this gets it. C-?
Yeah, C-.
Yeah, C- sounds great.
You would have to really build around it. I wanted you to be better, Frontier Mastodon. I had such high hopes. C-. Alright, 2 and a green. Map the Wastes. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. Bolster 1.
So bolster 1 is not worth a card, but it's worth maybe half a card.
Yeah.
Or a third of a card. And then you get the rampant growth.
You do get...
So you're paying 1 extra mana to bolster 1.
To bolster 1.
But to mana fix... Well, you probably bolster your mana creature, because you are obviously going for a lot of mana.
Yeah.
But... Is this... You can't get the rampant growth effect in the format, right? This is the only way. Right now.
Yeah. I can't think of a way. There's that... No, that doesn't work either. Nope. I think this might be it. You're right.
So maybe this enables some sort of ramp strategy.
Yeah, because then you're boosting... Like you said, you're boosting your mana dork.
What are you ramping to?
Maybe running to that 6-mana bounce guy.
There you go.
The monstrous Nessing Asp.
Yeah, monstrous.
Yeah, see, monstrous is like mid-rangey to end the game.
Maybe there's a big green deck.
The green deck though is really compact. Yeah, the cards that are closest to it in the format right now are like the Commune with the Gods style cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're there to facilitate graveyard stuff too. Scout the Borders, Commune with the Gods. So, I mean, it's another unique kind of thing for the format. It's just what deck wants it.
Maybe it enables a new deck. That's my standard comment.
That would be fun. I mean, we would like some new decks. Hey, Roberto, if you're listening.
Ramp green. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
We'll feature it on We'll feature it on the show. You can count on us.
Absolutely.
I have hope. I give this a D.
D? Yeah.
I'll give it a D. I like the idea that we could play 5-color green morph. It's gonna happen.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right.
It's like fun.
Let's talk about this one. Return to Earth. I love the art. It's awesome. It's 3 and a green, instant. This is neat. 3 and a green for destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
I'm calling this to be reprinted in M16.
Yep.
Yeah. This is really neat, but I just don't see running it for 4 mana. Does some cool stuff.
In any normal Magic format, in any normal Standard Pauper, if there is such a thing, I think this is all the sideboard cards you'll ever want.
Right.
And if you're green, what are you losing to? You're losing to enchantments or creatures with flying. But because you are ruling the ground, but in this format you're not, because you're being overrun by heroic guys.
Yep.
Right, so after rotation, I have hope for this. And if you could build a green deck that actually ruled the ground, this would be great.
Yeah, there's not enough. If there were more token makers in green, I think we could do it. But it is a very interesting sideboard card, just because of the 3 things you can get rid of. What doesn't it get rid of right now? So, creatures without flying and planeswalkers.
That's a lot of things.
I mean, that is a lot of things, and it costs as much as a naturalize and a shredding winds or a plummet. I'm just looking at the cards on Gathering or Gatherer right now. So, I mean, it's cool. It's kind of like the best sideboard card idea, but for 4 mana. I mean, I guess if you really are afraid of artifacts and enchantment in green, wouldn't you just run Naturalize?
Right.
But getting a creature flying is quite important.
It is. See, we don't have the green Doomblade in this format right now.
No, we have the Bestow Reach Granter.
Right.
We have Netcaster Spider. We have Netcaster Ass. So, I mean, there's anti-flying stuff in the format.
But no Death Touch.
I think what feels gross here, though, is, okay, so my opponent has a 5/5 Akron Skyguard. I hit 4 mana. I go to destroy it, and I get my forecasting cost spell shut down by God's Willing.
Or the Indestructible at Johnny's Presence.
Yeah, or Feat of Resistance. So I don't think it's an answer for Heroic. And if it's not an answer for the Heroic Flyers, what's an answer for?
Right.
That's the problem. So I like it, though. I give it a C.
Yeah, this could show up. It really is an all-in-one answer card. It's kind of cool, but I just don't know if it can make it in this format. What do you think, Dan?
You talked me down to a D, Sam.
Oh, okay. Good.
I think it has potential, but right now it will not see play.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem is, like, if we were doing kind of our edited review on these, we probably would have skipped this. Just because we typically don't talk about cards we don't think are going to see a whole lot of play. So
Yep. I was D+ just because it does so many things, but 4 mana, it's a killer. You're going to be so sad when this gets Feet of Resistance.
You're gonna crawl up, you're gonna F6, and then you're gonna crawl up in front of your keyboard on the floor crying.
Right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right. Temur Rune Mark. 3 and a green. Oh, it's one of these. A +2/+2. It gets trample if you have a blue or red permanent. Ooh la la. I'm not playing this, so I give it an F. F.
Trample's close to actual evasion, so I give it a D.
Oh, okay.
It's closer to flying than the other ones.
Gotcha.
D-.
It's basically green's flying, so it has to be a little bit better, but it's not super playable. Nope. So yeah, D-. D- sounds good.
All right. Bye-bye, Temur.
I love the art.
Yeah.
The art's cool.
She's like, you have to be blue or red as well.
Yeah, you have to be double.
I got bear claws. So.
She's Lady Wolverine. X23. Whisperer of the Wilds. 1 and a green. Human Shaman. For an 0/2, tap, add green to your mana pool. If you have Ferocious, add green to your mana pool when you tap her.
This is the guy I want to bolster with that other card.
Yep.
1/3, it's so much better.
Yeah, this is a really bad mana elf, but it's still a mana elf.
It is. People will run it. I don't know.
We have Golden Hind and Elvish Mystic in the format, and you never see those things.
Nope.
Out
you
there
never see
in the wild.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Because that's just it. No one is making a green ramp deck. Everyone's all Azorius or Izzett or Dimir.
And the big green deck is like a whole bunch of 1 and 2 casting cost beaters. So, I mean, you don't even play ramp in it. You just curve out. So, I'm not saying that there's not going to be a home for this, but right now.
Yeah, I think the next set. My prediction, wild-ass prediction, and we can say you heard it here first, folks. I believe they're going to replace a lot of the creature subtypes that are currently in Khans and Fate Reforged with dragon. So basically they have a bunch of dragon kin. So all those cards that affect dragons will affect these as well. So you're going to have the 1, 2, 3, 4 cost dragons. They're not going to be flying. They're going to be more like, I don't know, dragon human shaman. They won't do that, but basically human-sized dragons or bear-sized dragons, stuff like that. That's what I predict. And the reason I do this is because I was looking at some of the alternate art and some of the other artist renditions of cards that are in this set, and it looks a hell of a lot like humanoid dragons.
I mean, it is Dragons of Tarkir, so...
I think dragons take over and basically become the ecology.
Which will be fun. Like yeah. So, no more Manifest, I feel.
But for this guy, I think he's a classic D then.
Yeah, no one's going to play him right now. Maybe in the future, but not right now.
He needs a home. He's homeless.
Aww.
He looks homeless.
It's a she.
They're in the wild whispering, but nobody's listening.
Right. It's a she, though.
Oh.
It's a she.
Help me. I'm lost in these woods.
But you can't hear her because she whispers.
And you can hear her over the fiercest storm.
Oh, that's true. That makes no sense whatsoever.
She's Black Belt.
A D. Whisperer of the Wilds. D. Okay, we've moved on to the multicolored. Cunning Strike, 3. Blue.
5 mana.
Red. Deal 2 whole damage. Yeah.
See, there you go.
If you really want your prowess deck to get new cards.
This is what you ramp to playing green. You play Temur. You want to play Cunning Strike by turn 3.
And you will hit them for 2 whole damage.
Kill a morph, hit your opponent, draw a card.
Hot damn.
There you go.
This used to be Prophetic Bolt.
Oh, no. Don't insult Prophetic Bolt.
2 damage went to the player instead.
Right.
Prophetic Bolt was an amazing card. 4 damage, look at the top 4, keep one in your hand.
Yeah, this one does 2 to a creature and 2 to a player. So you're dealing 4 damage total.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
D.
I'm sorry, Sam. No.
I like it just because it does 3 things. Right. It's shiny.
But I have to call it an F too.
I'm going to call it a D.
Okay. D if you want to.
I challenge you to ever play this.
I'm going to try it. I always do.
Ethereal Ambush. 3. Green. Blue. Manifest the top 2 cards of your library. I thought this was dumb at first, but...
This is sweet.
I like it because...
Were people playing it at the pre-release?
I never played anybody who was Simic at all.
Oh, okay. Or a Teamer.
Mm-mm.
Or Sultai.
No, I played Sultai against Sultai people. They didn't play it. I saw it in someone's hand after I defeated them, and they showed me what they had left.
I think that's... Oh, my gosh. That's the best story,
for some reason.
That is the combat trick, or at the end of combat. Because what this effectively does, let's say you're at 5 mana. If they don't attack or whatever, or you have blockers, whatever the reason, if you manifest the top 2 cards of your library, again, that basically extends your hand to those 2 cards. If they're creatures, guess what? You can play them. If they're not, you got 2 2s.
And if you can peel and Voyage Ascendor stuff, you might get spells out of this as well.
Yes. I think Manifest is a real deal. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say Manifest, I think, is a real deal, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but is Manifest worth 1 point of extra toughness and haste?
What do you mean?
I mean, do you want 3 Minotaurs with haste, or 2 Manifest creatures?
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a tough one.
Of course, this is an instant as well.
It is.
And it's playing 2 creatures, improving your delve.
I
like this.
I don't know.
I think this could be something to ramp towards.
That's true.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot of creatures that you would, but this is pretty good. This might be the best Manifest card at common at the very least.
Yeah.
The thing that gave flying, was it common? It was, right?
What, the
blue spell
that manifested and gave flying and hexproof? Nope. That's uncommon.
Those are the form cycle. Those are
uncommon.
Unfortunately, those are all uncommon. Those are awesome.
Yeah, they're really good. If they were in common, I would build around them.
Yes,
but yeah,
I like this guy.
Yep. I don't know where he fits right now, but we do have some more ramp. C+ for me. I like it.
I mean,
B-,
nice.
Yeah, I think if cards are going to spawn new deck types, this is probably like one of them. I give this a C+ too.
I'm just glad Sam was writing all of these grades down. So.
Oh, I'm not writing anything down.
I know. I didn't ask anybody to write anything down. We should have.
Oh.
Anyway,
of course, our viewers will do that.
Yes, correct us. Ethereal Ambush. Yep, I think C+, but I could be probably talked up to a B-. Pretty good.
Yeah, looks great.
Grim Contest. 1. Black, green. Choose target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls. Each of those creatures deals damage equal to its toughness to the other. So they're going to do some booty bumping. Booty bump. Booty bump. Yep, it's a weird fight spell. You're going to fight your defenders together.
Yeah, you're Laguna Tribella, right?
Yep.
So, then you need 3 colors.
So you are Abzan.
Or your Sultai, you're splashing green into Gary's Cruise deck.
Yeah, but see, Gary could be dealing all that damage to people.
Yeah, go Gary.
Look at that. So hot. I don't know. You'd really have to build around this. It's kind of crazy. It's a fight spell, but makes them hit their butts together.
I mean, it is kind of, it's removal-ish, kind of, in a format where it's just super clunky. C-.
If you built around it, this would be a fantastic removal spell.
It would be great.
This is murder, pretty much.
Right. You would.
It's putrefy or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, you would really have to work at it. But I guess you could, though.
Yeah.
Sounds like a D.
Yeah.
C-.
C-. I'll go...
It's still instant speed removal.
I'll go D+.
Fair enough.
All right. Harsh Sustenance, 1 white black. I can't tell. Looking at this picture, are they guarding a giant flower pot from that dragon? Or are they giants guarding an entire city from a giant dragon? I have no idea. Anyway, 1 white black, instant, Harsh Sustenance deals X damage to target creature or player, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control. That's pretty cool.
This has potential.
Yeah. I'm a pretty big fan of this card right here.
I wonder if anybody put it into a deck.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think in Mardu tokens, this feels good in Mardu tokens, I think. Yeah. I mean, you already got a lot of dinky dudes out there.
You do.
And it's only 3 mana, and it's got flexibility for creature or player. I mean, so it's not limited, so...
Nope, I think this has high potential. I'm giving it a B.
The question is it a win more card? If you have a lot of tokens out, shouldn't you be winning anyway?
You can, unless the ground just gets so clogged.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't it just give that deck...
What? Or are you doing early damage and then you're looking for finisher? Then this looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just gives the deck a little reach.
That's true.
But it still requires you to have all your tokens, and if you have them, aren't you supposed to be able to punch through with something?
I mean, if you think about it, okay, 1 raise the alarm, 1 flurry of horns, something along those lines. It's a 4-point swing, and that's pretty good for 3 mana. I mean,
that's very good.
So I mean, I think like if you just need a finisher in the Mardu tokens deck, there's not a lot of other cards out there.
You can also,
you can play...
it's an awesome thing in response to mass removal. So if they play Scouring Sands, if you're planning on using this anyway, you can gain value out of your tokens before they all go away.
Yeah. But can you ever keep 3 mana up for that?
Oh, people have done it forever with cancel and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's knowing that you're going to counter a spell which gives you a burning sense of happiness. Unlike Harsh Sustenance, that it's like less impactful, I think. But
if only it had
in the right
Convoke.
deck, this is probably like a B minus. So yeah, if it had Convoke, it would cost like 14 though.
Yeah.
I think this is by far the best card for Classic Pauper we've seen. And I think this will see play in Classic Pauper Brews, but not in Dailies.
I gotcha.
I know Deluxe was excited over this card.
Oh no, that guarantees that there's going to be some insanity coming from him for this.
Yeah. This card will probably be in the next Pauper Gauntlet, I would say.
Awesome. Can't wait.
I'm giving it the B as well. I think it is.
It's a good card.
It's really strong. It doesn't feel like a common.
Right. Even if you just had 4 creatures out, which is not unheard of. Yeah, dealing 4, gain 4, lightning helixing for 3 mana.
Maybe this can rejuvenate triplicate spirits.
That'd be cool.
Just this after a Ponyback Brigade flip up or hard cast. I mean, awesome. That's insane. Yeah, so, Harsh Sustenance. I think, is this our highest rated card? I think it might be.
If we're all giving it a B, I think so.
Yeah.
I like it. The art's weird, but I like it. That flower pot is way protected.
It is.
This is what's going on in the picture.
Oh, what is it? Okay.
Take back the picture. Okay, these guys are the keeper of the dragon.
Okay.
And the thing in the middle is the dragon's meal.
Oh, okay.
But it's now the dragon's nap time, so they are keeping it asleep with their magic. But when it wakes up, it will be really grumpy, so the meal needs to be right next to them. So that's what's going on.
That makes sense. Like, hush, little dragon. It's your nappy nap time. I gotcha. That makes more sense.
You often shush the dragon?
Yeah. You
have to
rub its nose.
Don't wake the dragon. You heard that.
Don't wake the dragon. Exactly. From that idiot who wanted to be king. War Flare. 2. Red, white. Instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1 till end of turn. Untap those creatures. Now this is a token's finisher.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I like the untap on it. None of the other pumps have untap. It is 4 mana.
That's the problem.
And I mean, Trumpet Blast is 3 mana.
But they have to be attacking. This...
Trumpet Blast is seeing play.
Yeah, Trumpet Blast should be attacking. Yeah, I guess.
Right, this you can do in defense as well.
Yeah.
You can't do Trumpet Blast in defense.
No, you cannot. C.
Yeah, I think it's C too.
I think that's what we gave it last time. Well, we didn't actually do a letter grade. But had we done a letter grade, it would have been a C.
It's what we would have felt in our hearts.
All right. Speculation decks. Here we go. These are some decks that we came up with. They're just concepts. Dan's is probably one of the more fleshed out because he's been working this deck for quite a while. You can see the videos on our YouTube channel. But let's talk about Dan's Fate Reforged spec deck. Creatures. 4 Black Cat, 2 Disciple of Phoenix, 4 Farika's Chosen, and 4 Sultai Emissary.
Hey, where are the Garys?
What the hell? Where are the Garys? Okay, there are 4 Garys in there. But
I was like, wait a second.
They're always there.
Yeah, they should just be. You should just assume that Gary is always there. So, 4 Gary. I don't know where they went. This is how I just copied it over.
They got freed from the rill.
They got freed, yes. So, creatures. Just imagine, if you will, there are also 4 Garys. Because this deck really doesn't work without 4 Garys in it. Spells. 1 Flesh to Dust, 1 Peel from Reality, 2 Farika's Cure, 3 Voyage's End, 2 Whisk Away, 3 Divination, and 3 Sign in Blood. 4 Treasure Cruise.
Those are banned.
10 card draw spells.
Right.
Banned.
Yeah, Treasure Cruise is banned.
The only format you can play it in.
Here's what gets me. It's not restricted in Pauper, but it's restricted in Vintage.
But that's because Vintage is the only format with restrictions.
Yeah. Well,
other formats only have bans or no bans.
I realize that, but it seems ridiculous that something that you can only have 1 of in a Vintage deck, you can run 4 of in a classic Pauper deck.
I love the fact that they banned a 3-month or 4-month-old now.
Yeah.
Common in every format ever. It was insane.
Yep. That's didn't happen to Delver of Secrets.
No, they basically the modern bannings went, okay, Delver, come on back. Yep. So, but Whiskey Away I think is really strong.
Yeah, me too.
I think of course the emissaries are amazing, even though in this particular deck you're probably not like flipping a whole bunch of creatures off of them.
No, it's just the undying thing we're offering.
Yeah, you're just playing it for that ability to get a 2-for-1 off a removal.
Since you have Peel from Reality, pretty good.
Yeah, like in case you accidentally hit your 1 Flesh to the Dust.
There is a big question here if we want to play more Peels and less Voyage's End, but that's still being worked on. I played this deck quite a bit, and I had an original build, and I changed it completely to our Medius build. The surprise was the Black Cats.
Man.
Because we've been joking about them for years, but in this deck they really worked.
People are afraid of them.
Yeah, people are too afraid of them.
I mean, the appropriate thing to do is as soon as you can, you block it, you just take your lump. But I've watched those videos and people get hit by it like 5 or 6 times, not wanting to get rid of one card. I'm like, just block the freaking thing. Yeah, come on.
Exactly. You gotta take your lumps. Just get it over with.
And it slows down the aggro decks so well.
It sure does.
I'm surprised at how well this deck has been working. I think it will be much better with Sultai Emissary and Whisk Away.
I'm pleasantly anticipating that the inclusion of Sultai Emissary, I think, will be good. Again, people, if you're looking at the screen, imagine there are 4 Gary, Grey Merchant of Asphodels, underneath the Sultai Emissary. I promise they're there. All right, let's take a look at an opening hand. 2 Dismal Backwater, Evolving Wilds, Swamp, Pharika's Chosen, Sultai Emissary, and a Treasure Cruise. Would you keep this hand, Dan?
Yeah, looks great.
You got a Pharika's Chosen, Sultai Emissary, and a Treasure Cruise just waiting to be used.
Yeah, we have a little defense, and then we're going to go cruising.
Yeah. You got 4 mana.
Got the Evolving Wilds to go ahead and power it up, and that's cool.
It's awesome. Let's take a look at the next 6 cards. Another Pharika's Chosen, Whisk Away, Sign in Blood, holy crap, Black Cat Swamp, Pharika's Cure, OMG. I think you're pretty happy you kept this deck.
Yeah. Well, I would mulligan that 6 hands.
Oh, no, this is just the next 6 cards. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In order. Like, you kept that opening 7.
Oh, wow.
Here are your next 6 draws.
Yeah, I'm winning this, unless I'm being overrun by flyers.
Right. But you do have a Pharika's Cure coming up.
Yeah, and a Whisk Away.
Whisk Away. Yes, I think Whisk Away is going to be real strong.
Future guy.
Pretty cool. I like it. I think it's neat. I think it's going to be very strong. We'll find out. Okay, Sam, here is your deck. It's Oops All Spells, Pauper form. 3
Wow. Yeah, it's a Mardu tokens deck. No creatures.
You got 3 kill shot.
And a lot of removal.
3 Last Breath. 3 Harsh Sustenance. 3 Reach of Shadows. Wow. 4 Raise the Alarm. 4 Flurry of Horns. 3 Pillar of Light. Oh my god, you're removing everything. 4 Read the Bones. 4 Triplicate Spirits. 3 Trumpet Blasts. And 2 Whole Warflare.
Warflare.
Oh my god.
Looks like fun.
So, if it gets rolling.
Remove stuff. Drop tokens. And then it's got the Sustenance for H, and then the Trumpet Blast and the Warflare for Overrun. So
looks like it could be strong. Let's take a look at an opening hand. 1 Scoured Barrens, 1 Windscarred Crag, 1 Last Breath, Read the Bones, Pillar of Light, Warflare, Triplicate Spirits.
I'd keep it because I'm playing 25 lands. Yep. And I'm loose on my mulligans.
You are pretty loose on your mulligans. You do have a Last Breath to buy you some time too. So let's look at the next 6 cards that come up. The next card, like you said, is Windscarred Crag. It's a land. One after that is Reach of Shadows, which...
Oh man, if Reach of Shadows only costs 0,
it'd be OP.
That card would be insane.
Yeah, it does not cost 0. That is an oversight. Read the Bones, coming up next. Evolving Wilds, Kill Shot, Bloodfilled Caves.
Well, this looks good. On turn 3, you can read the bones, and then you're off.
You do, and when you do that turn 3, read the bones. Let's say you were on the draw. So turn 1, you drew a Windscarred Crag, so you have your 3 mana. 2, Reach of Shadows. You're not going to use it right away. You can't really cast those. Turn 3, you still can't cast it because you have all the tapped lands.
No, but you have the Last Breath for a little defense. got a Pillar of Light, you'll have Enhance, and you'll know you have a little more. So, I mean, I like it.
It's true. You do have you have a decent amount, you have your Read the Bones coming up, which will get you the next, you can at least look at the next two, decide whether you want them, get rid of them. Interesting.
Again, this is just a shell. It's probably wrong not to build it or base around creatures. It's just every time I try to sit down and think of creatures to put in the deck, I just automatically jettison the color, and then it just became a heroic deck.
Exactly. When you keep going back to an established deck, you realize that deck's probably pretty good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. I think tokens could be pretty strong, but just the understanding that if your opponent's not really one for winning you, they're 0.5 for winning you, and that just feels like that's
much nicer,
gaining a lot of value. So
no, I agree. All right,
I think this would actually be rough for my deck, for your sideboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it would probably give problems. I don't know if I have a ton in the sideboard for your deck. Too. So after sideboard, you probably have a good
I think you would win the first, and then maybe Fester-Gloom would carry me.
Oh man, Fester-Gloom's
gonna hurt.
Very, very badly.
Yep.
So
I saw that one dude use prowess to get past your Fester-Glooms. That was unfortunate. Dan.
That hurt.
Yeah, it did. All right, now get ready to argue, because here's my deck. 4, a Crowan Crusader. 4, Goblin Hillcutter. Oh, Shortcutter is not in this format. Damn it. I'm cheating. Anyway, 2, to be determined. 4, Mardu Scout.
Those are two Satyr
Hoplites. There you go.
There you go.
2 Satyr Hoplites. 19 Mountain. Then you have 3 Collateral Damage. That's right, it's in there. 4 Lightning Strike, 4 Titan Strength, 3 Active Treason, 3 Bathe in Dragonfire, 2 Tormenting Voice, 4 Dragon Mantle, and 4 Hammer Hand. All right, Dan.
Active Treason, collateral damage.
I want it. Nice. I just want to do it once, just to make it so delicious. I completely missed that.
I mean, but could you just imagine Active Treasoning in a Crowan Skyguard and then collateral damaging it back to their face? I mean, doesn't that make you feel warm inside?
Because here's the deal. You beat in with the Mardu Scout. You can't think of this red deck as a red deck. Get that out of your head. You're not trying to burn them out. That's not happening. This is full-on beaters. The reason I have a lot of those spells in there is to get things out of the way. That's why I wanted Goblin Shortcutter so bad, I guess. But Heel Cutter makes something not block. You have Bathe in Dragonfire to get rid of blockers. You have Act of Treason to make those blockers yours. You have Hammerhand to get rid of blockers. This is to beat in. That's what this does. It is basically a red stompy deck. Not burn. It's basically taking red and putting it in the usual green's place. Okay.
I think you need at least 16 creatures, preferably 20.
Yeah.
So I would run the full 4.
Full 4 Hoplites. That would give you 16. Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know. And I would probably cut Dragonfires.
But that's to get rid of blockers. He gets 4 damage to get rid of those bad boys.
True, but you punch.
I would cut the lightning strikes.
Maybe the damage.
Yeah.
If you notice, the heroic decks don't play burn. They play pump typically in that place or more enchantments.
Exactly.
So I mean, again, you want to pick fights with this, and you hope that your creatures are really going to bash through a lot.
So maybe add 1 Bathe in Dragonfire and just cut those 3 Lightning Strike.
And then maybe go up on...
So a full 4 Standard Hoplite. and then you have one floating.
Can you really play collateral damage over Lightning Strike?
Well, I mean, with the idea that you're going to hope to active treason with the
not
damage.
just that, but you hit in for 3, for 3, for 6, and then you try it again, and you have your collateral damage that after combat damage, you're killing it to do 3 more damage. So basically, it's adding a sack effect.
How about the double strike instant in here?
I thought about it, but it doesn't get rid of... it might. But what would you put instead? Because I have the Titan Strength in there to basically save it when someone does something to -1s. Because that's the unfortunate part of Crusader. And
Titan Strength is too awesome not to run. You would never think about cutting that. That's an amazing card.
Yeah, double strike could often be quite pointless when you don't have a creature with any power.
It's tricky.
Yeah, again, like I said, this is not thinking of red the normal way you think of red. It's a little different.
And then I think another problem that could possibly come up here that I wasn't thinking about when you had sent it to me earlier on is that with the dash dudes, enchantments kind of diminish in strength.
Right. Well, that's why you have the other...
Because, you have the other 8 heroic duders.
But again, Dragon Mantle, I'm never pumping it. All I care about is the draw a card. And you might pump it every now and then, but I either want him to activate a Crowan, activate Satyr, or just draw a card.
Yeah, and I mean, I found in a longer game, the pump effect is actually pretty decent. So I've liked pumping in the red-white decks, so never be shy to pump your creatures, kids.
But once you have the enchantment, you can just play the Mardu Scout.
That's true.
Without the dash.
That's true.
So it's your choice.
It is.
So yeah,
I like it. I think it's the red one, right?
It's what I was going for.
Oh.
So yeah, well, okay, let's take a look at the opening hand. Mountain. Mardu Scout, hot. Lightning Strike, hot. Bathe in Dragonfire, also hot. And Active Treason. Yeah, I'd keep it.
Would you say that hand is hot?
So very hot. It's got red all up in there. So yeah, I'm keeping it. Let's see what we got next. Collateral damage. Oh my god. We have it. We have it in hand. It's there, just looking at me. Then we have Bathe in Dragonfire. Another collateral damage. A little less useful here. Dragon Mantle Mountain, and then a Hill Cutter. We don't have another creature for a long time, and that sucks. A lot.
I think maybe you need to play the Deathbellow Raiders main deck as well.
I just don't like that they...
so you could go to 19
I just don't like the fact that they have to tack in every turn. But I guess we're doing that anyway.
Yeah, unless you're attacking every turn, you're doing something wrong.
Okay. Well, anyway, again, these are kind of a shell. The Deathbellow, they have haste, don't they? Which ones have haste?
Don't.
Oh, no. He's a 2/3. He's a 2 and a red, but he's a 4/2. What's that guy? The Minotaur?
The Kragma Butcher?
Is that him?
No, that's the one that gets inspired.
Not
gets
inspired.
+2,
The one you put down that's 4/2.
I'm drawing a blank.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't play a lot of red.
So anyway. But he's 3 mana. That kind of throws off the curve quite a bit. So.
Yep.
I feel like you do need like one more creature set. Let's take a look.
Actually, with 19 land, you can't reliably cast the Heel Cutter or the Bathe in Dragonfire.
I actually wanted to go up to 20 or 21, but then cutting gets real hard.
That's the problem with these aggro style decks too. Is like you're so susceptible to the flood.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows, of course, because we've all been watching Dan play Burn.
Yeah. Oh, great. Another land. Well, anyway, this is some things to think about.
Okay, so I've got all the right creatures brought up. Let's find the other creature that we would put in here. Okay, so I'm halfway through them. You might notice I'm not yelling anything out.
Right.
Miniature Skull Cleaver, that's the 2/3 that gains +2/+0 when it comes into play. And it's the hasty dude. So he's probably your best bet. Trying to see anything else. Maybe Sickle Skink for the Scry.
He's a 2/1 though, right?
Valley Dasher, yeah, he's a 2/1. Valley Dasher is a 2/2, which is Taze.
Yeah, I like Mardu Scout so much more than him.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't say cut him by any means. So
all right, well, again, these are just the shells that we came up with. Although Dan has play tested his deck far more, so
I'm surprised it doesn't get run over more than it does. The times I lost is usually because I make a mistake and not because of the deck. Even with that weak removal.
Oh yes, I guess since all removal's weak, it all kind of levels out.
Yeah, but you'd think Heroic would rule the world.
That's true, but
when removal is weak.
It does pretty good, but it does get beat out.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, again, F&M time. If you make it happen, I'll put it on the show. Just let me know. I'll put out pictures and tweet it. If you can get Standard Pauper run at your local game store, let me know. Now it's time. What's that, Sam?
Oh, sure. Real quick before we go, don't forget, if you're interested in the Standard Pauper Sealed league that Gwyned's running, he's taking people into it until the 30th, and then it starts the next day. So you email him with your username, your time zone, and what you want your packs to be, and he will, on the 30th, he's going to be sending out the polls. He had tweeted that there's 19 people in it so far. So sign up, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
It will be.
Yep.
Okay, Dan, you have 2 rounds we're going to talk about. First.
Yes, I played round 10 and 11.
10 and 11. Start off with Burn versus Simic Mill. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a buy.
This was not even close, like at all. So anyway, yeah, you get your Burning Red Star versus Simic Mill.
I don't think I would ever do 10-0 with the Burn. It's just so unrealistic.
It's crazy.
Yep.
All right, Stompy versus Izzett Control. Yep, Green Star of Happiness.
I'm a little less surprised at 10-0 with Stompy, but yeah.
Exactly.
We got there.
Stompy did its thing. And Affinity versus Burn. Guess what, Burn? You lost to the rocks.
It's hard to burn. If I can do 4 a turn against Burn, it's that's right. It's pretty efficient. So if you can get the early 4/4, then you are well off against Burn.
Oh yeah, they can.
Yeah, it's really hard for them to race
at Pauper. Right,
that much.
And of course, ATOG is crazy.
ATOG.
Because they can't do anything about ATOG.
Nope, because all you gotta do is sack an artifact and most of their stuff's blanked.
Yeah. And then they're giving up their chance of winning. The only efficient way, the best way to deal with ATOG is to block him with the Keldamar orders, but...
Didn't think about that.
Yeah. It's sort of out of fashion in Burn right now.
All right, let's move on to round 11.
A clean sweep round 10.
3-0 in round 10. Burn versus Affinity.
Yeah, I played the other way around, and I win it too.
You won both sides of that.
Yeah, look at that.
Atog just looking there, looking stupid. He's going, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, I think this was a pretty quick win.
Yeah. I mean, you won the whole game. You still had almost 21 minutes left.
Yeah. I looked at that. I pulled up my YouTube that morning, and I brought it up, and I was like, 10 minutes. Burn versus Affinity. I'm like, oh no, Burn lost. Burn lost so quick, and then It didn't happen. It was very nice.
Aggressive magic.
Did it. And then you have Stompy versus Grixis Teachings. Huh. Well, guess what Stompy did?
Yeah.
Stomped all over it.
I think this is a reason not to play 3 colors in your Teachings deck.
Dimir Teachings, folks.
Because as soon as you dawdle around, then Stompy has no mercy.
No, if you let Stompy get going, it's over. There's nothing you can do. I love that you hunger the Howl Pact. He gave up. So, screw it. That's pretty funny. All right. Yep. Now I have Affinity versus Tron. Oh, no, Dan. What happened?
Fangren Marauder happened, and the minute he lands, all the fun stuff is over. You can't get through with your 4/4s, your Atog is giving you 50 life. You can't do
168.
So what you have to do is to kill him before Fangren Marauder lands, but Affinity is unreliable, so sometimes you just sit around and do nothing, and then Fangren Marauder comes and it's over.
The game just got out of control.
Yes.
And sometimes that's just what
I know. 168. That's ridiculous.
I mean, sometimes that's just what Tron does. Sometimes Tron just goes out there and plays ridiculous spells off of like 3 or 4 lands, and there's not much you can do about it, and that's kind of what I felt happened here. So
that's what I don't get with the new Tron builds that cut the Fangren Marauders. So he saves you against so many decks.
And you don't even have to have your opponent playing artifacts. I mean, just off of your own spears and stars.
Yeah.
You can just gain some incidental life gain that just keeps you in it for just long enough to win. So, definitely a great card.
It's a nightmare for burn.
Right.
As well. If you get Fangren Marauder out.
Sacking a star and a spear, and all of a sudden you did like 8 spells worth of damage, and
yeah.
So
it's a nightmare for Delver. He's sitting there blocking ninjas all day and gaining life.
It's crazy. Only 2 decks going into round 12.
Yes, so this is what is going to happen. I'm going to play round 12, and if I am an average player in the tournament practice room, there is a 50% chance that the Gauntlet ends in round 12, because one deck needs to win and one deck needs to lose. If both decks win, or both decks lose, then we have to move to round 13. And round 13 is the 2-man round, and round 14 is the 8-man round. So if that happens, I'm going to play them the following week. So next week is just round 12. But then I'm going to do 13 and 14 the same week. And then I hope the Gauntlet is over. So in the 8-man round, the one deck that gets the best results wins. So they have to get the same result for the Gauntlet to continue.
Wow.
Because then I have to play dailies, and that's pretty hard to do, just logistically, because they're running on the weekends in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I don't envy you if you end up having to go that route.
So that's going to take at least 2 weeks, possibly 3 or 4. But next week is just round 12.
Just round 12.
Starting on the 22nd.
Wow. Okay, then. Sounds good. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our show. I know it's a long one, but you stuck with us. Go to MagicGatheringStrat.com. That's our website. Lots of great articles. YouTube. probably already here. MagicGatheringStrat on YouTube. Twitter is at MagicGatheringStrat. Also, for me, it's Cerulean Says Hi, hello. And for Sam, it's SPO7677. Facebook /MagicGatheringStrat. Please subscribe and like. It helps us out, helps us feel better about ourselves. We have many fine options for your viewing pleasure. Go ahead and select through, look through lots of different kinds of Pauper content. We have standard now. We have limited, modern, legacy. We've got it all, folks. So, I guess this is it. Yes,
I have a plug. Yeah, as a few days ago, I am now the host of another podcast on iTunes. So please go to iTunes and search for Fan of History. It's pretty much, I've been doing the Fan of History YouTube channel for a while. And on YouTube, I show pretty pictures and talk about history. But in the podcast, I have a co-host. So it becomes more of a dialogue. And for the first 7 episodes, that's Kevin, who has also done magic videos. But from episode 8 onwards, I have another co-host. And who is that?
Who could it possibly be? Oh, it's me. It's me. I'm his co-host for Fan of History. Yay, me.
Yay.
So if you want to hear me and Brennan talk history, check out Fan of History, the podcast.
Out there on iTunes, just like this show is on iTunes. You can go get it, subscribe, and I try to put it out within a day or so or recording. Sometimes it goes up before the video. And there you go, folks. That is it for the Standard Pauper Show. I am Brennan.
I'm Sam.
This has been the Standard Pauper Show.
Vanliga bondekort.
Vanliga bondekort for show.